Ethics is a branch of philosophy which studies the principle rights or wrong in human conduct. And then um, ethos or ethicus, uh, Latin word means um, customary behavior, moral. And then ethikos, Greek word which means customary. And then based on its etymological meaning, it is taken to mean as a philosophical science that deals with the morality of human conduct or human act. And then it is a particle science of the morality of human conduct. Uh, and then dispensable knowledge. Without moral perception, man is only an animal. And then without without morality, man's rational being is a failure. And then morality is the quality of human act by which they are constituted as a good. And then as a good or bad or indifferent is the foundation of every human society. And then without civic morality, communities perish. Without personal morality, there are survival has no value. And then moral integrity is the only true measure of what man ought to be. Uh, the most successful professional is nothing unless uh, he too is a morality upright. Thus the philosopher speak of ethics as the only necessary. And ethics refers to the rules that social system provide us. Morals are our own principle. And then ethics outline theories of the right or wrong. Morality translate these theories into action. And then morality is nothing else but is doing ethics. And then um, general ethics, the study of the study of the general principle of morality. Special ethics, the study of the application of the general principle of morality. And then professional ethics, a sub branch of special ethics, a set of moral code to a set of moral codes to which every profession must be subscribed. And then um, polite ethics, uh, practical science that treats the principle of human morality and duty as applied to law enforcement. And then human act, action performed by a man uh, knowingly and freely. And then act of human action which happen in a man. And then deliberate or intentional, uh, instinctive uh, instinctive uh, and are not within the control of will. And then elicited act, those are performed by will and are not bodily externalized. um, Wish is the tendency of the will towards something uh, uh, whether this will be um, eh, realis- realizable or not. And then intention is the tendency of the will towards something attainable, but without necessary committing oneself to attain um, oneself to attain it. And then consent, this acceptance of the will or those needed to carry out the intention. And then election, it yeah, is the election of the will of the will of those effective enough to carry out the intention. And then use is the command of the will to make use of those means elected to um, carry the intention. uh, Fruition is the enjoyment of the will and derived from the attainment of the things he had desired earlier. And then commanded act, those done either by man's and then mental or bodily power under the commands of will. And moral distinction, dictates of reason. And then dictates of reason stands for the norms of morality, which is the standard by which action are judged as their merits or demerits. And then moral, good action, action which are in conformity with the norms of morality. And then immoral, bad action, action which are not in conformity with the norms of morality. Amoral, indifferent action. Amoral, indifferent action, action uh, which stands neutral in relation to the norms of morality. And then voluntariness, comes from the Latin word voluntas. Ay, comes from the Latin word voluntas, referring to the will. Voluntariness is the essential to an act. And then direct voluntariness, primarily intended um, by the either as a and as an end in the itself, or as a means to achieve something. And then indirect voluntariness, act of situation which is a mere result of the directly willed act. And then perfect voluntariness, the person who fully knows and fully intend an act. Imperfect voluntariness, a person who act without fully realizing what he means to do, or without fully intended the act. And then conditionally voluntariness, person um, who is forced by circumstances beyond his control to perform an act which he would not to uh, would not do under normal conditions. And then uh, ignorance ay ignorance ignorance, conditional voluntariness, simple voluntariness, a person doing an act uh, willfully regardless of whether he likes to do or not. It is either positive or negative. And then ignorance, absence of knowledge which a person ought to the process. And then passion, either tendencies toward desirable object or tendencies away from undesirable of harmful things. mm, Negative emotion, hatred, horror, sadness, despair, fear, and then anger. And then positive emotions, love, desire, hope, and then bravery. And then violence, physical force of uh, ay physical force exerted on a person by another um, free agent for the purpose of a person to act on against his will. And then habits, lasting readiness and facility, born for frequently repeated act for action in a certain manners. And then habit forming, that we used to refer to certain shows, I certain experience shows how easily it uh, how easily it is for one an acquire a habit. It also implies that a habit is not easy to overcome or alter. And then kandang loob refers to attitude, and it stand for all that good call good we call kaibigan. In human being, it is a multiplicity of sterling qualities. mm, Naturalized based on naturalized